Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just served up a bucket of hurt to Tucker Carlson on Twitter after he ran a segment, of course, calling her a child of privilege. So in this next video that I'm going to show you, Carlson is going to make the argument that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not who she says she is. No. And that she is not a true representative of disenfranchised people, not like someone like Tucker Carlson. Let's take a look.
Doesn't make sense as a person until you learn that she grew up as Sandy Ocasio in an affluent suburb of Westchester and then went on to get some silly, pointless degree at a silly, pointless private college. Of course she did. It's so obvious once you know it. Thank you, Wikipedia. She is a child of privilege. She's not some kid from the streets.
Some silly degree. You know, it's some silly college. It just happens to be an economics degree. That silly degree. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, okay. All right. So you want to talk about child of privilege, right? Child of privilege. In 1979, Tucker Carlson's father married divorcee Patricia Carolyn Swanson. Now, you might be familiar with that name, especially if you've ordered anything from Swanson. I mean, Swanson Enterprises, that is. He would be a literal child of privilege. He grew up with millions of dollars. So what's funny about this is seeing Tucker Carlson call someone a child of privilege is pure projection, because that's exactly what he is. And so what's interesting about Tucker Carlson is he, before Trump, right, the whole Trump phenomenon and the populist, so-called populist right, had emerged, Tucker Carlson was like, yeah, I'm out of the closet millionaire. I'm out of the closet elitist, right, that he called himself. Hey, man, well, I'm elite. I'm proud to be the elite, man. It's so great being better than everybody else. Oh, now he's changed his tune, and since his show got more popular, because he started talking about populism. And so now he casts himself as a right-wing populist. Oh, man, I am so in tune with the regular Joe, the regular American worker. Isn't the establishment so bad? Oh, I hate those elitists. Oh, especially people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who grew up in the Bronx. Really? So he's trying to appeal to the populace, right? And he does a really good job, especially if you don't know anything about who Tucker Carlson really is. The fact that he is a child of privilege, that he is a Swanson heir and a millionaire. He could talk the talk, and he's pretty good at it. But the guy cannot walk the walk. And so AOC, however, she does talk the talk, and she does walk the walk, literally. She was hand-delivering food to neighborhoods in the Bronx as of recently. She also dedicated 100% of her usual campaign fundraising that she does not raise from corporations. And she actually raises it from regular people. She decided to put that towards food pantries and other organizations in New York City that are helping out regular people. And at the same time, her team has distributed that food to people in need. Now, maybe Tucker Carlson has made some donations to food banks or local charities during this crisis. I mean, certainly he doesn't need to help his own community because his own community is likely behind a giant gate. But he could make some donations and actually try to walk the walk. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to do so. The point is, right, I don't see him doing that. Talks a good game when it comes to populism, to being in tune with the forgotten worker, but it's basically just bullshit. I mean, he's a fake populist. And a literal child of privilege, like he calls AOC. So now, I love her clapback to this one. It's pretty good. She said this, quote, "I've lost track. Am I just a bartender who should go back to making drinks without health insurance? Or am I a secretly deceitful child of privilege because I'm an heiress of the Swanson food empire? Oh, wait, sorry, that's Tucker Carlson. Love it. Again, fake populism. And you see that a lot on the right, but you're also starting to see, of course, and I think we've had a lot of this on the progressive side, where people will say, "Oh, I'm totally a progressive," and then they, I believe in these progressive things, and they get elected, and they don't do progressive things. I mean, I can think of one person who was very successful at this, and that would be President Obama, who campaigned as a progressive and governed as a centrist. And so, unfortunately, you see this more on the left than you see on the right wing, but you do see this on the right wing now with people like Tucker, with people like Dave Brott. And of course, the other big example of right-wing populism is Donald Trump. They don't mean a damn thing of it, though. No, these people are look, whenever somebody is super wealthy, generally, and I'm not saying in all cases, but generally, when somebody is super wealthy and they start talking about populist ideas, I think it's a smart thing to be a bit skeptical of it. That said, people like FDR, well, FDR was a very, very rich person, but he did deliver some pretty progressive change when he was in office. So that's why I'm saying not to write off everybody who's a populist, but just to be a little bit wary of who picks up the populist progressive label, at least on the left. And you also have to be careful of anybody on the right who picks up the populist label, because there's a fairly good chance that populism comes with racism, xenophobia, and a little bit of fascism. So I'd just be a little bit careful. Now, as far as, of course, AOC is considered, look, AOC is not perfect by any means, but I do like her a lot. And I think that she does stand on the side of workers, even when it's sometimes she does things that gets her in trouble by not only the establishment, but some of her own fans. And so I love on the conservative side, right? You've got conservatives saying, oh, well, she's just a bartender. She's stupid, right? She's too dumb to, actually serve. And then other conservatives saying, I can't believe how elite she is. What a child of privilege. Could they twist themselves into more of a pretzel over her? I don't know, but they're certainly going to try. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.